Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
Nope. There we go. We finally got audio. What's going on, everybody? Cappers Nation Live, Tuesday Game Day Edition, Tuesday the 11th of February. Welcome. Glad to have everybody here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Got a nice little crowd building, and I'm sure it will just get busier and busier as the day goes on. But either way, we're going to keep on rolling. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Mr. Blevins, Prantia, Nick Rez, Never Rez, KC. What's going on, folks? Glad to have everybody with us. Just getting up and running. Going to log into our system here. That way we can get this show on the road. Every package was a Andrew Garcia, what's going on? Kathy Gary. Mr. Watson, good morning. Big Tom Weiner in the house, good morning. Morning. Glad to have everybody with us. I see the live stream app is a little on the lagging side today. If that lags, we'll shut down the live stream side. But for everybody that doesn't know, we are streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter, Periscope, our website, cappersdirect.com, the live stream app, Twitch, and YouTube, because Nick Rez says, thumbs up, everybody, for all the good info today. Always appreciated, much appreciated when you guys do. Always appreciate when you guys do. Hit that big thumbs up. Already got 13 rolling, so that's always much appreciated. So thanks to everybody there. Tar Heel Tim in the house. Eddie Sports Money. Christopher Bayer, good morning. Ready to have another rock and roll day. Duke laying 7.5. Did not win, but our as a lean. But our premium play was a nice winner on the under in that game. Premium play winner for you guys for free yesterday. We're going to do a full recap of all of that good stuff here in just a moment. As soon as we get rocking and rolling, we'll do a recap of all of that. How about that lean on TCU, Texas Tech under 128, and they get to 130. They get to 130, and they absolutely murder us. At the very end of the game, Texas Tech making a jump shot with 13 seconds left in that game. A do-nothing jump shot, up 88. Actually, they were up 86-42, and they hit a jumper with 13 seconds left in the game. The dagger for the under. Late in the game as well. That was definitely helping us out. A lot of turnovers in that game. Should have, could have, would have had that under, but unfortunately they didn't. So lean on that one, close but no cigar. But as far as plays go yesterday, daily free play, small free play on the Charlotte and Detroit Pistons over 207. I don't even think they scored 150 points in that game. When you score 11 points in the first quarter as a professional basketball organization, you know there's issues. And we definitely saw that yesterday in that game. Ridiculously low scoring. Ended up with 163 total points scored. And definitely stayed under. That is a fact. They had 11 points in the first. Detroit 17 in the fourth. 28 points combined. They never broke 26. So which 26 was the highest scoring quarter for the Hornets in that game. So very, very, very poor shooting. When you go 25% and 20% from out deep, you're not going to hit any total. No doubt about it. Same thing, 38% shooting from the field for Charlotte and 35% from the field for Detroit. Those are not numbers that you want to see on any game unless you're on the under. And unfortunately, the free play wasn't. So we dropped the small daily free play. However, if you tune into the live show, you got the big premium play absolutely free. Gave you guys all Baylor laying 6. And I'm glad that 5.5 when it dropped to 5.5 and moved back to 6. That line movement didn't cost us winning the game by 7 there. So we squeaked in a victory. Nonetheless, squeaked in a victory there, which was very nice and very needed. So premium play winner on Baylor for you guys. 1-1 on free plays. However, we hammered home the big one. So everybody should have made money on the free plays yesterday. If you didn't, you're betting ass backwards. We did also win Florida State and Duke under 149. Won that one by a country mile. That was a nice win for everybody on our premium plays. Congratulations. Premium plays, again, start out 2-0. We got the third and final game, the Heat and the Warriors over 219. They get to, I think, 214. And some poor shooting at the very end of the game, the very beginning of the game, and the very end of the game cost us from that total there. Yeah, they ended up 214. It was a 113-101 final. And I thought we were going to get it with about 3 minutes to go. They needed, I think, 16 points, and it was looking like it a little 3-ball fest to end the game. And then both teams go on a little drought to end the game, and that one stayed under. So premium plays end up going 2-1 yesterday. Winning day nonetheless. From 3-1 Sunday to 2-1 Monday. We will definitely take it, and we will keep moving forward and putting money in people's pockets. NHL yesterday had a small winning day. They ended up splitting out, going 1-1. However, we hit the dog, the Arizona Coyotes. When you keep it close, you're never out of it in an NHL game until that final horn goes off. So Arizona plus 130 on the money line yesterday. Dog outright winner. Getting the job done late with a late goal late in the game. Things went our way and we won that one. However, we did drop the Florida and Philadelphia over 6.5. That one was at minus 110. So while we dropped that one, it ended up being a 4-1 final. You laid a little juice, minus 110 to take the over. However, we hit a plus 130. So everybody on our NHL package should have made a tiny bet. Not much, nothing to brag about, but hey, winning is winning. It don't matter if you're winning a little or a lot, winning is winning. And then my personal plays yesterday started out with a loser, a monster loser. Charleston Southern on the money line, minus 120. A lot of people should have got 115. And they absolutely shit the bed against USC Upstate yesterday. And that one was a straight disaster. However, we bounced back strong with 2 NBA games to round out my personal plays. We took the Toronto Raptors laying 9.5 against the Timberwolves. That was a nice winner there. Getting the job done for us. And as well as the Milwaukee Bucks laying 10.5 against the Sacramento Kings. I think they ended up winning by 12 there. And 12 or 13, I can't remember, but either way, a cover is a cover. So 2-1 on my personal plays, 2-1 on our NHL package, our premium play package. So winning is winning. We'll take 2-1 every single day of the week because we're putting positive units in the pocket. Hold on 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, I am back. So that's the recap from yesterday. Keith Davis, what's going on? Fast Freddy in the house, Shane in the house, Joe Dirt in the house, Thunder MVP in the house, Tar Heel Tim, what's going on, buddy? Everybody else just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have everybody tuning in and with us. Going to be another great day of Cappers Nation Live. If you're new to our YouTube channel, you best hit that subscribe button right now. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content. It doesn't matter if it's a pre-recorded video like our live show, or excuse me, pre-recorded video like our daily free play video, or a live show. You will be notified as long as you hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell right next to it. And then when you're done with that, do us a huge favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. From our live shows to our daily free play video, we will always bring you the content absolutely free. And like I've always said, the bigger we build this, the more we will bring to you guys absolutely free. So remember that, and make sure you guys are always subscribing to the YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed, all right? So with that being said, what do we got in store today? Well, we're going to have a great day, guys. College hoops today, big college hoops. If you guys did not watch our daily free play video, then you did not hear that we do have our big NCAA college basketball game of the year that's going to be going down tomorrow. Some people thought it's today, but it's not. It is actually tomorrow. The college basketball game of the year is on Wednesday. However, it's going to be released later on this afternoon for everybody to be able to take advantage of early betting. So you'll probably want to bet early to take advantage of an early line movement. Once those lines come out, we'll notify everybody that signed up about it. So do not miss out on that one. And you know, normally our game of the years are $100, but I know we did our NFL, our NCAA college football game of the year. We did them on sale for $50 for you guys. So I got them to do that again. They're bringing it back for just $50. You get it on the guaranteed tab at the top of the page, just $50, and you'll have instant access to it, all that good stuff. No waiting for somebody to text it to you or anything like that. But even better than that, they made a package just for this that includes our big guaranteed games this week. You get 5 days of premium plays or 5 days of my personal plays. You pick which one you want, either 5 days of premiums or 5 days of my personals. You also get our big NCAA guaranteed, or our NCAA game of the year. You get my guaranteed game of the week later in the week, and then you also get our big guaranteed Saturday all for $250, including the 5 days of premium or my personal. And that right there is the hell of a deal, considering that you get 5 days. So if you're up for renewal soon, don't sweat it. We won't steal any of your days. You can always renew early. That way you can take advantage of all those killer deals. Danny D-Rock, what's going on, buddy? Glad to have you tuning in. Getting ready to start our game day breakdowns, what we've got on tap today. We're going to be breaking down some college hoops. We've got a lot of great games on the board today. Michigan State, Illinois, Penn State, Purdue, Riviera 9/11. Always appreciate Chase sending people over here as well. But I'd have to say he probably didn't send everybody over here because most people already watch both shows anyways. Chase usually goes live before me. Usually runs into some of our little time slot from when we go live. But Chase is a good guy. We always appreciate when he sends some people our way, and we've got some things in the works together, which is always fun. Lorenzo, thank you for joining us. For everybody that's coming over from Chase's live show, it's always appreciated. You guys are welcome over here anytime. You guys are Chase is like family, so if you guys are good with him, you guys are good with me. So welcome to everybody from Chase's live show and his channel. I know he did his big top 25 weekly show today. Popped in over there for a little bit before we went live. So if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're just now coming over, we go live 7 days a week. Danny, who's Chase? I love it. We go live 7 days a week, putting out amazing content 365 days a year. We go live Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And then on the weekends, we go live when your other cappers are sleeping. We go live 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. So, always check out Chase. He usually goes live around 11 o'clock Eastern time, usually an hour before us. So you guys can definitely get a big daily dose of sports talk and sports betting advice and content between his show and our show. I don't think he goes live every single day, but when he does, it's usually right before ours. So he's runs a great little program over there and treats his clients right. So for everybody that's not watching his show from ours, you should probably check him out as well. So Matt, what's going on? Everything is fantastic here. But again, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, you better do it now and then tap that little bell. That way you get notified. Thank you, Nick, for the kind words. Nick says, Kyle's classy and a family man and very respectful. I do appreciate that. I love all of our viewers, even the haters. We welcome everybody here, even the haters. Eventually we'll get one to pop in. They pop in every single day from their recruiting station down in Tampa, Florida. They always stop in. They don't say hi. They got to hide. But we appreciate everybody that tunes in, gives us a view, gives us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and helps build our show into something bigger and better every single day and week. So with that being said, we already did the full recap of what we did yesterday from our NHL, splitting out, going 1-1. However, we did hit the dog in the Coyotes plus 130, lost the total, so that ended up being a winning day, as well as premium plays going 2-1, as well as my personal plays going 2-1 as well. So winning day for everybody yesterday. Premium play package, my personal play package, and NHL package. Randy C, what's up, Kyle? This is your adopted son, brother. What's going on, Randy? Glad to have you tuning in. Joe, game of the year is at the top option that says 2 days. Yes, it says 2 days. For the fact that if you were to buy it today, if it only gave you 1 day access, you wouldn't actually have access to it when the game takes place tomorrow. So that's why it says 2 days. That way everybody that purchases it early will have access to it on both days. Matt, easy winner. I wouldn't say an easy winner, but winning is winning. You know what I mean? Ben Shepard, hopefully you guys aren't under too much water. You can fish from your kitchen. That's not good. Hopefully you catch something other than a one-eyed trouser trout there in your kitchen. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys are safe and the water subsides for you guys. Derek, good morning. Nick says people are starting to sue the Houston Astros. Trust me, I thought about it. Riviera 911, how's the fishing? Well, fishing was great. I know you were being sarcastic. We definitely sweated that one out with some free throws at the end. Fishing was tough. We had a nice big cold front roll in. I ended up finishing 25th out of 173 or 174 in that tournament. It cashed a small check for $1,500. Barely covered the entry fee, but nonetheless, cash a check, got my money back and a little extra in the pocket. So it was a fun time. Mr. Lim, what's going on, brother? Glad to have you with us. So nonetheless, the fishing trip was fun. Got some points to depending if I go and fish the second one up in Northern California. We'll see. We'll see if I go fish that one or not. But either way, it was fun. It's always fun. Havasu, who I absolutely love. I know it pretty well. Florida State did cover the spread yesterday. They ended up losing by 5. I loved hitting the Duke under as a premium play. So what we've got on tap for today, folks, college game day breakdowns. We're going to start that right now. We've got a nice little crowd. Our email alert did go out to all of the members on our website. And also, there's a spot on our website right on the front page. And our website's actually going to go under the knife. It's actually been under the knife since they started adding the live odds. If you notice, for some of you guys that don't notice, we have live odds, real 100% live odds on our website, real-time live odds, not the delayed crap that you get on Vegas Insider or Odds Shark or those other places. These are actual real-time odds. As of right now, it's 100% free for you guys. So make sure you guys are using them, and that way they keep delivering them for free for you guys. But as of right now, they just updated the NBA side of it. They added money line, the first half side, and the total in the first half money lines. Next up will be for college basketball, as well as live line movements as well are going to be added. I know they're working on the coding for that one as well. So, and also, we're the only place that gives you access to live odds for free, as well as early line access to live odds as soon as they're posted. When Vegas Insider makes you wait until the nighttime or till the day's over, until after midnight before you can start seeing Wednesday's games. Ours is already up, but as soon as the odds get added to each book, they'll be up there as well. And here's a direct link to our NBA odds. You can click on the college basketball tab, but as of right now, we offer the live odds for 5 dimes, Bovada, BetDSI, the Westgate here in Vegas, MGM and Mirage, the BetMGM app, the D Casinos, Caesars, Station Casinos, as well as DraftKings back east. And we're getting ready to add one more to it. Good morning, Alex. So make sure you guys tune in that, and you always have access to live odds, and that's the cool thing, 100% real live. So when they change in the book, it's a 15-second delay, whereas most sports books, I'm not going to lie to you, they're 15 minutes to 30 minutes delayed. So, and Matt, appreciate that, and the mobile aspect of it, in my personal opinion, the mobile aspects of the live odds is 100 times better than anything out there that I've seen for being able to read real live odds. And the fact that they're adding the line movements and all of that good stuff is only going to enhance it. But the rest of our website, what I was getting at, is going to be going under the knife, and it's going to have a whole new look and feel to it in the near future. But again, right on the front page of the website, the very front page of the website, there's a spot, and this is different if you're a member, a paying member, or you've ever signed up for our account on our website. We already have your email address, and we already email you daily. However, right below the video on the right-hand side of the website, it says Cappers Direct Free Plays. Something that I've been getting them to try and do and start. We're building an email list. Going to be starting to send out additional free plays by email and stuff like that. So make sure you guys sign up on that. You can put in your cell phone number for text message alerts as well, because we used to send out text alerts when we'd go live, and I know they're going to start doing that again because of March Madness and all of that stuff. And I don't want to give away our hand yet for what we're going to be doing for March Madness. But obviously we'll always have the same show, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific during the week. But we've got some new stuff coming for March Madness, some new content as well. And I don't want to tip our hand just yet because, the competition tries to mimic everything that we do. I don't even want to say competition because they're really not. But other services try and mimic and knock off what we do. Want to give it away just yet. But a lot of things coming to you guys. So, but make sure you put in your email and your cell phone number and that. That way when we start to do different stuff, you'll be notified as well. Yeah, Vegas Insider used to be, the number one source to be able to do it. And, they're definitely slow when it comes to their odds. I think Vegas Insider's a 30-minute delay from what happens real time to actually what you see, whereas ours is a 15-second delay. So the plan was actually the company wanted to sell a live odds service for everybody to be able to get access to real live odds and then make it like a 10-minute delay. But I've talked them into keeping it free for now. I don't know for how long they'll do that. They may keep it as, if you have access to premium plays or something like that, then you have access to it. But as of right now, it's 100% free. And the more you guys use it, the more it'll be for free. So that I do know. So hopefully you guys continue to use it, and they'll continue to allow us to offer it for free to you guys. So, but again, now what we got to do, we got to get rolling. We got to get this show on the road and start doing our game day breakdowns, because it's going to be a great day today. I want to do more than just the 3 breakdowns that we did yesterday. That is for sure. For sure. Give me 1 1 second. I do see a lot of you guys. I was actually just taking a quick peek at the people that have signed up for that extra email list or text list on our website. And I know there's a lot of new people jumping on that one as well. Alrighty. So, with that being said, let's get this show on the road. Ryan, what's going on? Eternal, what's going on, buddy? Alrighty, so with that being said, let's get the game day breakdowns underway. We're going to start right at the top of the list with the thrill factor, all right? We're going to start with the Michigan State and Illinois game. We're going to break down that one for everybody as well. We're going to start there. I know somebody put in a request, game 603, 604, for the Northern Illinois Ball State game. We'll see if we can take a look at that one here in a little bit. So, but we're definitely going to take a look at a handful of these games if we can. Michigan State, Illinois, as well as we'll take a look NC State, Syracuse, Notre Dame, Virginia, North Carolina, Wake Forest. We'll try and take a look at some of the big marquee matchups today. I mean, you got Rhode Island playing Dayton, Kentucky and Vandy, Missouri at LSU today. A lot of great games on the board today, and I think there's a lot of money to be made. A lot of money to be made today, that's for sure. So I am going to take a quick little break here after a breakdown, just a little 1-2 minute break. That way I can just grab a soda out of the vending machine to keep the voice up and running for everybody. That way we can do a bunch of breakdowns today because I'm absolutely loving it. But again, don't forget our big game of the year tomorrow, college hoops, on sale $50. If you guys want to keep seeing them at $50, or if you guys want to see guaranteed Saturday at $50, so my game of the week at $50, you're gonna have to show some support, and they'll keep it at it. Matt says, I think I like Michigan State in this one. Can't see a team like Michigan State losing 4 in a row. We're definitely going to break down this one. Ben says, at home Purdue would beat the Cavs. Probably. It would be a good opportunity for lights out from 3-point range. All right, so we're going to take a look at this very first game, guys. If you're looking for the game number on this one, you're going to have to go all the way down to game 631, 632, Michigan State and Illinois. Michigan State opened up as a 2-point favorite. They're laying 1.5 on the road. Total opened up at 141.5. I'm seeing 141.5 all but the D Casino that's got it at 141.5, a point lower. Take a look at Michigan State, guys. As somebody already said in the live chat, riding a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 3 straight games against Wisconsin, Penn State, and Michigan. They have not won since January 29th when they beat Northwestern by 29 points at home, 79-50. Here they are on the road. They've actually lost their last 2 road games. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 road games as well. They lost to Purdue. They actually got smashed by 29 by Purdue. They lost by 4 to Indiana on the road. They did have a road win against Minnesota, who they beat by 18. And then they lost to Wisconsin as well as Michigan on the road. They're 8-5 in conference play, guys. Big Ten turn up right there with Michigan State losing 3 straight. Tom Izzo needs to get his program absolutely rolling. They're got their backs up against the wall, and and they're going to travel and they're going to play a tough Fighting Illini tonight. Illinois 16-7. Brad Underwood's program 8-4 in conference play. They're also riding a 2-game losing streak, so one of the losing streaks is going to get snapped today. Is it going to be the 3-game losing streak of Michigan State, or is it going to be the 2-game losing streak of Illinois, who's lost a home and an away game? They lost a home game to Maryland by 9 points, losing 75-66 back last Friday, and they also lost to Iowa on the road 72-65. Before that, they were absolutely rolling with 7 straight victories, beating up Purdue, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Northwestern. They beat up Purdue a second time, so then, they got Purdue home and away. They beat Michigan and Minnesota, teams that have been absolutely pounding Michigan State as of late. Taking a look at, that State Farm Center home court advantage for the Fighting Illini. It's definitely one of the larger ones, holds 22,000, it's the 22nd largest, holds 15,544 fans. It's not like Michigan State's not used to playing in front of a big crowd. The Bristol Center holds like 14,700 or 14,800, if I'm not mistaken, so not far off of what State Farm Center holds. As far as home court advantage, believe it or not, the Fighting Illini do not hold a big home court advantage. They get a score of 3.0, which makes them the 216th toughest place to play in all of Division I. So, not much of a home court advantage. You're going to give maybe a half a point to Illinois just for sleeping in their own beds and playing at home and making Michigan State travel. But as far as that goes, with the line being where it's at, Michigan State laying 1.5, true neutral site victory. Maybe Michigan State laying 1, however, with their losing streak. But then again, the Fighting Illini and their 2-game losing streak, it may be a true line, may just be a pick 'em, if it was a neutral site game. But obviously this is not. The Fighting Illini with the home court advantage here. Taking a look at both programs, first of all, let's take a look at offensive rebounding capabilities. Michigan State, of all their rebounds, 33.3% of their rebounds are offensive rebounds. However, in that Big Ten conference play, that has dropped to 3%, down to 30.3%. So they're a 30% offensive rebounding team. Now, the Fighting Illini, they're at 36.4%. They're 3% higher on average than Michigan State when it comes to offensive rebounds. And that number stays, drops 3%, drops roughly the same amount as Michigan State in conference play. Now, Michigan State, their numbers from conference play to all year long did not change much. However, we did see a drastic drop in a couple cases for the Fighting Illini, and we'll go over that here in a minute. But let's start with Michigan State. They hit 51.7% from the field, 33.3% offensive rebounding capability, as we discussed. They knocked down 34.5% of all their three-point plays. Every jump shot, layup, and dunk, those 2-point shots. They're converting 51.7%. They're also an excellent free throw shooting team, knocking down 76.1% from the charity stripe. Fighting Illini, guys, they hit 48.9% from the field. However, that number dropped to 45% in conference play. As we said earlier, they're the number 4 offensive rebounding team in all of Division I, converting 36.5% of all their rebounds are offensive rebounds. However, in conference play, those numbers dropped. They're only the 3rd best with offensive rebounds in the Big Ten, believe it or not. They hit 30.6% from out deep. Not a good 3-ball shooting team, hitting just 30%. That number dropped to 29% in conference play. They convert 50% of all their 2-point plays. However, they have a 5% drop in conference play. And then they're converting 73% of all their free throws, shooting 73% from the charity stripe. Excuse me, yawning this morning. Point distribution. Michigan State relies on that 3-ball for over 30% of their total points. The Fighting Illini, they struggle with the 3-ball, relying on it just 22% of the time. Very heavy and down low in those 2-point plays, nearly 58% of their total points. Both relying over 19% of their total points to be from the free throw line. Both teams do not participate in the 2-foul participation protocol. Both Tom Izzo and his Spartans, as well as Brad Underwood and the Fighting Illini, low numbers, 3.1% of the time for Michigan State, 4% for the Fighting Illini in Illinois. And for everybody that doesn't know what the 2-foul participation protocol is, because I discuss this in every one of my breakdowns, it's one of the key stats that we use to determine a total or if one team has a major advantage of another. 2-foul participation protocol, it's a stat we track that's a coaching style. It's a statistic based on how a coach coaches and allows his teams to operate. So obviously you guys know, generally speaking, when one of these college kids picks up their 2nd foul in the first half, they're going to ride the bench until at least the second half, generally. However, we track the amount of playing time on average a coach will allow a player to play with 2 fouls in the first half. Why is that important? Well, for instance, if one of the big men for Illinois, if Cockburn picks up 2 fouls early in the game, this is a kid that gets 70% of the playing time. The 7-foot, 290-pound freshman gets 70% of the playing time at the center position. So, out of a 40-minute game, do the math on what he's getting. Do the math. He's getting 28 minutes out of 40. As Fast Freddy said, this is a capper's tool that you guys should be, paying attention to. But if let's just say Michigan State, or not Michigan State, the Fighting Illini participated in the 2-foul participation. 4% is not a number to worry about. Anything right around the high 20s to 30%, we start paying attention to it. But let's just say it's like one of these teams that participate. And I think Duke's 24%, but let's just say they're a 40 percentile. If they were a 40 percentile in the 2-foul participation, it would be Cockburn. Let's just say he picks up that that second foul at the 10-minute mark. There's 10 minutes remaining. 40% of that would be 4 minutes of that remaining 10. He would get playing time. Why is that important? Well, let's just say some of the big men down low, for one of the teams picks up 2 fouls and they're still out on the court. How likely are they to swat at to block a shot, or to swat at a loose ball, or to dive for a loose ball and risk a sloppy loose ball foul? Not likely at all. All right. So what that does is that allows easier shots in certain scenarios, less defense, more scoring, easier baskets down to the glass and below the glass, more offensive rebounds, et cetera, because a player won't risk that third foul early in the first half. So that's a stat that we pay attention to, and you'll hear me mention in every single one of my breakdowns. And if I don't, you guys better keep me on top of my game and ask me for it, because it's an extremely important stat that I don't think another capper here on YouTube or the internet even talks about. But again, both teams don't participate. 4%, for the Fighting Illini, 3.1% for Tom Izzo and his Michigan State Spartans. And we could even break it down. Like Ryan says, Cockburn hurt Illinois against Maryland, foul trouble early. He got in foul trouble early, but he still managed to play 27 minutes of that game, but he was in foul trouble early. But this is a kid that they're going to want to get at least 30 minutes out of. When he picks up, those big games, he's got 30 plus minutes. He was the MVP of their last game against Purdue. He picked up 33 minutes. He had 22 points. He went 8 of 14 shooting, 6 of 6 from the free throw line for the big man. And he had 15 rebounds. He had 15 boards, 5 were offensive rebounds. So this is, a stat that you want to pay attention to and keep close eye on. But as this one, there's no advantage whatsoever. With this game, this game's a tough one. This game's a toss-up. The fact that the Fighting Illini are catching 1.5 at home, I don't have a play on this one, and I don't even, it won't make my personal play card. But one thing that I do like, if I was in this scenario, I'm not betting it at all. But if I was going to be betting it, there's 2 ways to bet it. You can either take the money line or you can take the points. If I was going to be taking the money line, I'd probably take Michigan State with their backs up against the wall. I think they have the better coach. I think they have the better offensive talent, as well as the better defense. Michigan State on paper is the better team. They've got the 19th best offense in all of Division I, compared to Illinois coming in the 40th spot. They've got the 17th best defense in all of Division I based on adjusted efficiencies. Illinois comes in with the 24th. So, they're neck and neck on paper, Michigan State with their backs up against the wall. So, you either got to take Michigan State on the money line or you got to take the points with the Fighting Illini. So, with that being said, and Michigan State's lack of success on the road, they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games to teams that the Fighting Illini have already beat up. So for that one, if I was going to be leaning on it, I would take the Fighting Illini plus 1.5. However, I would shop around and I would take a look for one of the books that still has them at plus 2. 5 Dime still has them at plus 2. The D Casino, Bet DSI have them at plus 2. So if I was going to do anything, I'd take Illinois and the Fighting Illini at plus 2. That's my lean on that one, and we'll stick to it. So, Next game that we're going to break down. We're going to talk about the Penn State and Purdue game next. This is the early game on the board, 6:30 Eastern time, 3:30 Pacific. It's the very first game on the board, 6:01 and 6:02. But first, guys, I got to get a soda out of the soda machine, or else we're going to have no voice here shortly. But Matt, I do agree with you. You know, Michigan State, I think, has the better program. They're just not playing the best right now, and their lack of success on the road, I think they struggle again. I really do. They've got the better coach. They've got the better talented team. They've got the better offense on paper. They've got the better defense on paper. However, they can't win on the road. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 to teams that, you know, the Fighting Illini have been beaten up. So for that one, and I'm not betting it, but if I was, I'd be betting on the Fighting Illini plus the 2. So give me, guys, literally probably a minute, not even, maybe a minute to 2 minutes. I will be right back. And we'll be back at it. So literally be right back. Don't go anywhere. And talk amongst yourself. Start discussing who you guys like in Purdue or Penn State. And we'll be right back in just a short minute. Be right back, guys. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Wish it was a beer, but we'll take a Mountain Dew. All right. Didn't go nowhere. Glad to have everybody here. Let's get this Cappers Nation live show on the road. Fast Freddy. Sometimes I just have to wet my whistle. Fast Freddy. You're killing me. Hold on 1 second. All right. Ben, it's noon there. No, it's Matt Bailey. Did you just crack a beer mid-show? It would be nice. It would be nice. All right. So next up, Penn State, Purdue. Purdue winning 3 straight games. in the month of February after being a dumpster fire for quite some time, losing 5 out of 7 games. They've rattled off 3 straight wins with Northwestern, Iowa, and Indiana. Home and away games, 2 on the road, 1 at home against Iowa. Going up against Penn State, 18-5 guys, 8-4 in conference play, and absolutely rolling winners of 6 straight. Good morning, Skip. Beating Ohio State, Michigan, Indiana, Nebraska, the other Michigans, and as in Michigan State, and then Minnesota. Definitely riding the hot streak, that's for sure, winning home and away. And first of all, you got to note, they're going to be playing at the Mackey Arena, guys. That's the home of the Purdue Boilermakers. Matt Painter and his program, how do they play at home? That's one thing that you got to look at. They've got 2 losses at home on the year. They lost to Texas in the beginning of the year by 4, and they also lost to the Fighting Illini by 17, 79-62 back on January 21st. Since then, they've won 2 straight home games. They beat up Wisconsin at home and Iowa at home. All right, you got to take a look at home court advantage. It's definitely real here. It comes in with a score of 4.0. It makes the Mackey Arena the 19th toughest place to play in all of Division I. It's actually the 31st largest in Division I, holds 14,804 fans as well. So the home court advantage is definitely there. And one thing that you got to know, can Penn State play on the road? Can the Nittany Lions play on the road? They've won 3 straight road games against beating Michigan, Nebraska, and Michigan State, all on the road. And I guess, the Michigan game wasn't that close. They beat them by 9 on the road. They beat Nebraska by 12 on the road, but the road win against Michigan State was a much closer game, beating them by 5. Other than that, before that, they had lost all but one of their true road games. They had a road win against Georgetown back in the second week in November. Other than that, they had road losses against Ohio State, Rutgers, and Minnesota, who they avenged that loss to at on their home court in their last game on Saturday. Thanks, Matt. I'll fix that frozen screen real quick. I don't know why, but occasionally we get the frozen screen. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so Penn State on the road. That's what we got to decipher, and we're going to do that during the breakdown. But first, guys, let's take a look at the live odds on this one, courtesy of our website. Game 601, 602. Purdue opening up as a 4.5-point favorite. It is moving in the upwards direction. All right, Purdue opening up, laying 4.5. They're now up to 5. DraftKings actually has them at 5.5. And they're 5 every single where. Matter of fact, 5 Dimes just moved them to 5. The Westgate moved them to 5. And DraftKings, the first to bump them even higher at 5.5. The total opened up at 135. It's up to 136. However, the stations and Bovada Properties have it at 136.5. And Caesars the first to move it to 137 here in just a minute. Lou, what's going on? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. So this one, if you're looking to bet Purdue, you want to do it sooner rather than later because this one is on the move. All right, guys, and, interesting to note, you've got the team, Purdue laying the big number. However, they're not the one trending in the right direction. Well, they're both trending in the right direction. However, more so Penn State. But let's break it down on paper. Don't worry, Ben, you're just a minute behind us. It'll unfreeze for you. It happens occasionally on my side, which shows a frozen screen on your side. But first of all, Penn State's offense. Penn State and Purdue coming in neck and neck when it comes to offense. We've got Penn State, ranked 33rd in all of Division I based on adjusted efficiencies with their offense. We've got Purdue coming in 37th, just 4 spots behind them. Taking a look at the defenses, both defenses are neck and neck. Purdue coming in 12th. Penn State coming in 15th, so just 3 spots separate them on defense. Both of these teams shoot the ball in certain scenarios exceptionally well. Purdue is a great 3-ball shooting team when they get hot. They struggle from down low, and they struggle from the free throw line. Penn State, they struggle from the free throw line. They struggle from out deep. So it's a give or take type of thing. But first of all, let's take a look at offensive rebounds. Offensive rebounds definitely favor Purdue. 35.2% of all the rebounds that they make are offensive rebounds. Penn State just a 29.7 offensive rebounding team. Lou, no, I did not touch that game yet. Taking a look at 3-point shooting, Penn State hitting 32.6% from out deep. They convert 52% of all their 2-point plays. And like we said, not the best free throw shooting team, hitting just 68.6%. That number actually stayed identical in conference play. The one number that actually dropped for them was their 2-point plays, dropping from 52% down to a 48th percentile in conference play. Taking a look at the Boilermakers guys, they're connecting with 49.3% from the field, like we said, 35.2% offensive rebounds. They're actually the number 1 offensive rebounding team in the Big Ten Conference. With in conference play, that number dropped a tad bit, but it's still a 33.7%, which makes them the number 1 offensive rebounding team in the Big Ten. When it comes to offensive rebounds, they hit 35.3% from out deep. They struggle down low in all those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, just 47% conversion. And they struggle from the charity stripe, 35.8%. There's not many teams that are worse than them when it comes to shooting free throws. And unfortunately for Purdue, in conference play, their numbers dropped. Free throw shooting dropped to 64.5%, and their 2-point plays dropped a full 5% down to the a full 2% down into the 45th percentile. As far as 2-foul participation protocol, both participate, but not on the extreme side. 16.5% for the Purdue side, 2-foul participation, 19% for the Penn State. So both are participating. Height advantage, there's over an inch height advantage for Purdue. As far as bench minutes go, both go to the bench for roughly 35% of their total minutes played by bench personnel. Both do not rely on the free throw shooting for much of anything. 14% of their total points for Purdue, 17, just under 18% for Penn State. The bulk of their points for both teams are relied on, those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. However, Purdue does rely on the 3-ball for almost 37% of their total points. And when they get hot, there's no denying that they could definitely knock down the 3. However, Purdue's defense is great defending the 3. That's bad for Penn State. However, Penn State's defense is holding teams in conference play to 33.5% shooting from out deep. Not a great 3-ball defense that we're going to see out of Penn State today. So Purdue should definitely have some open looks and have all the opportunities that they want to be able to knock down a 3. However, with all of that being said, and the way that both teams are fairly even on paper. Both teams have a few give and takes. One's better at this, one's better at that. Offenses are very similar. Defenses are very similar. Taking a look, at the pace of play, Purdue's a slower paced team, 19.1 seconds on average per possession. Penn State likes to speed it up, 16.1 seconds on average per possession. A much faster team, the 43rd fastest team. But as far as this one goes, I think the line is off. Myself, I think they're giving them too much credit for Purdue playing at home, and the fact that, they are playing at home, and the fact that Penn State's got some nice big road wins against Michigan, Nebraska, and Michigan State. I think they're giving Purdue too much credit here. I really do. I think they're giving them way too much credit here. The fact that you can get it at 5.5, I would probably wait a little bit and see if you can get it at 5.5 elsewhere. But myself personally, I think the play would definitely be on Penn State here. Penn State plus the points, plus the 5 or 5.5 if you can get 5.5. As far as the total goes, the total being up to 136 on this one. I think the total is a tad bit high, for what we're going to see today. But again, I don't have a dollar on it. I think the total is a bucket too high, myself personally, but not enough to make me want to bet it. I think I think the true line on this one should have been, the total right around 130, 135, 134, which is not far off from where it's at. And I think the side should have been, Purdue laying 3, 2.5, maybe 3, not laying 5. So, with Penn State catching 5, to me, it would be a no-brainer. Not lay the points, but take the points with Penn State, take the 5, and hope they have another great road game, because I think they're a live dog here. I think Penn State's a live dog to, upset Purdue, on their own home court. So watch out for that one. Watch out for that one. Alrighty, Bobby T says, can't believe 10-point spread versus Dayton, take University of Rhode Island all the way. Beast Boy says, so many weird trends in this game. There's a lot of weird trends, but again, not betting this one myself. Gonna stay off of it, but Penn State plus the 5 is what I definitely lean towards. So I'm going to do a couple more breakdowns for you guys, and then see if we can't send you guys on your way with a nice big winner today, just like we did yesterday. Thank you, Skip. Love my Travis Matthews golf cart hat. But give me just a second, folks, and we're going to get this show on the road. Next one that we're going to break down. I know we had a request, and we'll touch on that one. I believe it was Shane. I can't remember. I think it was Shane that requested Northern Illinois and Ball State, the 7 p.m. Eastern time game. That's game 603 and 604. Northern Illinois and Ball State. We'll touch on that one, guys, right now. Ball State opened up as an 8-point favorite. The line is now down to 7.5, depending on where you're looking. 5 Dimes, the Westgate, MGM, the D Casinos, Caesars, and Stations all have it at 7.5. Bovada, BetDSI, and DraftKings all have it at 7 as of right now. Total on this one opened up at 125.5. It's down a full point to 124.5. You can still find 125 creeping around, but nonetheless, 124.5 seems to be the norm on this one. Taking a look at the Northern Illinois Huskies, guys. Mark Montgomery, his program, riding a nice hot 6-game win streak with wins over Kent State, Western Michigan, Ohio, Miami, Ohio, Toledo, and again, Kent State, they beat them home and away. They're now 8-3 in the Mid-American Conference, guys. Absolutely rolling, 15-9 on the year, but that 8-3 in conference play mark. And here they go. They get Ball State today, guys, on the road. And what I like to do always is, first of all, take a look at the road team. Obviously they are the dog here, and they're a nice hefty dog, catching 7.5 points right now. They were opening up as an 8-point dog, but first of all, can Northern Illinois win on the road? Can Northern Illinois win on the road? That's the question. So take a look at their last games. They're riding a 2-game win streak on the road. They beat up Toledo on the road by 5, and they also beat up Kent State by 5 as well on the road. Before that, they struggled on the road all the way through, December and January. Before their win against Kent State on the road, they hadn't won on the road since November 23rd when they beat up SIU Edwardsville, as well as a win over Western Illinois. So they have the capability to win on the road. However, you got to take a look at Ball State and just see how do they defend their home court. First of all, Ball State, they've won 2 out of their last 3 games. They did drop their last one against Western Michigan on the road, though. They lost 68-64 in a very close game that they ended up losing. Before that, they had wins over Ohio and Kent State. They beat Kent State by 8 points on the road. They beat Ohio at home by 11. And before that, they hadn't lost. They have not lost a home game since December 3rd against Loyola Chicago. They've defended their home court exceptionally well after losing 3 out of their first 6 games at home. All right. They've actually won, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight home games, since December 7th and on. and have not lost here in a while. So definitely going to be a great day today. Taking a look at this game, this should be a fun game and a fun matchup. James Whiteford and his program, they're 6-4 in conference play. I don't want to say their backs up against the wall, going up against the Northern Illinois team, who's definitely got the conference styling at 8-3. But they definitely are going to have a tough task here. The Worthen Arena holds 11,500 fans, it's one of the more larger arenas to play in. Home court advantage is 3.0, which makes it middle of the pack, 189th toughest place to play in all of Division One. So not a real advantage there. I'd say a half a point, to a full point advantage. For Ball State to be playing at home, but I wouldn't say it's a 2 or a 3 point advantage for them to be playing up there in Muncie, Indiana, and Northern Illinois to be coming from DeKalb, Illinois. So taking a look at both teams side by side. First of all, let's compare their offenses. Both offenses absolutely suck. All right, bottom of the pack when it comes to Division One averages. Comes to 2-point shooting for both teams. Free throw shooting they both stink at, and we'll break down those numbers. But there's definitely a big difference when it comes to defense. Ball State definitely has the better defense between both programs. They come in with the 28th best defense based on numbers on adjusted efficiencies in all of Division One. Northern Illinois coming in 94th. So definitely a big difference when it comes to defenses. But let's take a look at this ferocious shooting by both programs, all right? Northern Illinois knocking down 46.9% from the field, 49.9% for Ball State. Both shoot 33% from out deep. Both struggle with the 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. Most notably, Northern Illinois converting just 44.8% of all their 2-point plays, 49.8% for Ball State. Both stink from the charity stripe. 67% for Ball State, 68% for Northern Illinois. Offensive rebounds, Ball State struggles in this category, converting just 26% of all the rebounds into offensive rebounds, 30.6% for Northern Illinois in the same category. One huge advantage that Northern Illinois has is that Ball State and their 2-foul participation protocol, which we've been talking about all morning long, is at 63%. 63% two-foul participation protocol for Ball State. Major advantage for Northern Illinois, who only participates 11% of the time. Northern Illinois go to the bench 30% of their total minutes by bench personnel, 28% for Ball State. Height advantage, no real height advantage, nothing right there. Ball State relying on that 3 ball for 39% of their total points. They're going to take some looks if they get hot. If they get hot, they can definitely do some damage against Northern Illinois. However, Northern Illinois actually has the 34th best 3-ball defense in all of Division One, holding teams at 29.9%. They're number 2 in this category in their own conference, in conference play at 29.5%. The only team better than them in the Mid-American Conference is their opponent today in Ball State. So I don't think we see the big 3-ball showdown that a lot of people are going to be expecting. However, that 2-foul participation protocol definitely scares me in Ball State. So I'm going to stay off of the total in this one. Although if I was going to do anything on the total, I like that 2-foul participation protocol to put it over. I like the fact, that Ball State's going to take a lot of threes, and they're going to take a lot of looks from out deep, and same thing with Purdue. But the fact that the 2-foul participation protocol, both defenses are great defending the 3-ball, which can make or break it. The defenses don't show up and they're hot. They could be dropping threes and could be a 3-ball contest. We could see 140, 150 points scored. However, if those 3-ball defenses show up like they have been showing up, especially in conference play, then I can definitely see this one going under the total, if not staying very, very, very close to the number. So for that aspect, I would be off of it. The only thing that I do lean on towards here, and this is just a wild stab at it, I don't have a dollar on this one, but if I did, it would be Northern Illinois plus the 7.5 here. Northern Illinois plus the 7.5. You know, I know on paper, Ball State's the much better program. Northern Illinois trending in the right direction. They've played exceptionally well on the road as of late. And, you know, it's about what you're doing now and not about what you did in the beginning of the season. So teams trending in the right direction, Northern Illinois, and plus the 7.5 is my lean. So there's that one. And we're going to do another one for you guys and get you guys on a nice free play as well. And next game that we're going to break down, we're going to break down the Notre Dame and Virginia game, a little marquee matchup for everybody. 9 p.m. Eastern Time, televised on ESPN2 at the John Paul Jones Arena. They're in Charlottesville, Virginia. If you're looking for the game number on this one, you're going to have to go down towards the bottom of the page before you get to Wednesday's odds. And speaking of that, let me see if I'll post the college basketball live odds. Remember, guys, if you want access to live odds, just head over to our website, get live access to them. And there's a direct link to it right there. And remember, guys, our college basketball game of the year goes down tomorrow, $50. You guys know how we do our big games of the year. When we put out a game of the year, we absolutely love it. We absolutely pound it. And unlike other services, we've definitely delivered. So there you go. There's a direct link to it. They also have the big package where you can get 5 days of premium plays or 5 days of my personal plays. You can pick which one you want, premiums or personals. And then you also get our big NCAA college basketball game of the year. You get my guaranteed game of the week, which I did not have one last week, but we won the one the week before that. You also get guaranteed Saturday, which we continue to keep pounding and winning, all for a whopping $250. So, excuse me, next up on the list is going to be the Notre Dame and Virginia game. Give me one quick second, folks. Let me just refresh the odds on this one. That way we can get the live up to date for everybody. Give me one quick second here. All right, so first of all, if you haven't already done so, if you're new to our YouTube channel, take 1 second out of your day, just 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. Hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop a free play video or a live show. You will be notified. So hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not... Skip, we've never put a money-back guarantee on the game of the year. We've never needed to because we win our games of the year. But if you go back to our NFL game of the year or our college football, there's never been one. It's a one-off game. What's your game of the year record? Matthew asked. Well, I think we've won every single one that we put out for this last year. We won our NFL game of the year. We won our college football game of the year. We won our Major League Baseball game of the year. I won my personal play baseball game of the year, my personal play football game of the year. I did not put out a personal play in college football game of the year, though. Yeah, Joe, App State, baby, just tell them. Yeah, if you guys are not aware, when we put out a game of the year, we don't need a guarantee on it because we flat out win them. But if there's a guarantee listed, it would say it in the description. It's a one-off game. So when we put out, I mean, not to say that, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, it's sports, you know, anything can happen. Players can break legs, et cetera, et cetera. But when we put out a game, they're generally blowouts that we don't even need to worry about. So, and that's exactly what we're expecting tomorrow, or we wouldn't put it out. Or else we wouldn't put out, especially as a game of the year. We don't, there's a lot of people that will have a game of the year, and then they'll have another game of the year, and then a Pac-12 game of the year, and an SEC game of the year, and a Mid-Atlantic Conference game of the year, and a Metro Atlantic Conference game of the year, and a this red alert, and a this blue light special, and a this late steam turd play. You get a lot of that, from services. Sometimes we don't even have games of the year. So the way the company works is, we've got our premium plays and my personal plays. I'm entitled to have my own personal plays. And I can have a game of the year when I want to. But I don't always put out a game of the year. Like my game of the week, for example. Here's a prime example. I did not put out a game of the week last week. A lot of people ask me, when's your game of the week? When's your game of the week? They keep wanting it because we keep winning it. We keep winning it and people want it. Well, even though we've been winning it, I could have put out a game of the week last week. I could have sold hundreds of them. And I could have made a nice score, $50 or $100 a pop. However, I don't need to play with your guys' money like that. If I put out a game of the week, or even more than that, a game of the year, they flat out better be a winner, because I'm betting it and I'm betting it big. So, for instance, last week I did not put out a game of the week. People ask me all week long, when's your game of the week? Tuesday went by. When's your game of the week? Wednesday went by. When's your game of the week? Thursday went by. Oh, your game of the week is tomorrow? Friday went by. There's no game of the week? No. Last week I was actually, not to say that we were winning, so it's not to say that I wasn't focusing on it, but I didn't have one that I absolutely loved, that I was willing to put the extra, effort into and hammer on a game that I wasn't 100% focused on. So it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth to gamble with your guys' money. So when we put out a game of the week or a game of the year, rest assured, it's a flipping big one. It's an absolute flipping big one. And that's exactly, what we're going to keep doing. And I don't need to, there's people, there's other services that they magically have a blue light, late steam turd play every single time we drop a guaranteed game. Every single time we drop a game, a big guaranteed game, they magically have one on the same day. Like, they watch us like hawks. They'll delete their videos, they'll change their videos, to be able to promote something, because they think they're hurting us or something. When in reality they're not. They're just creating another avenue for themselves to try and sucker somebody into buying something that we all know nobody's betting. So, rest assured, when we give you guys a big game, like a game of the year or my game of the week, or our guaranteed Saturday play, or heck, when we have a guaranteed Sunday play, we didn't even have one of those. But when we do, rest assured, we're betting it big. Randy, how big are you betting this week's pops? I'm not sure, but it'll be a five-figure bet, that's for sure. I'll have at least, my 10, 15K on it, no doubt about it. Maybe not like the Super Bowl that was up to close to 70, but won't be that big, obviously, but it'll be a big bet. That's for sure. So, but nonetheless, once the odds come out here in a little bit, and we've got an idea of where the line's going to be and where it should be. And we're going to exploit it and take full advantage of it. And rest assured, we're going to move the line. But even though we'll move the line with the bets, and I let everybody bet it before I do. But when we'll all move the line, and when we do, it's still not going to affect it. We ain't worried about it. So, all right, let's get to the Notre Dame-Virginia game, guys. Game 633, 634. Virginia opened up as a 4.5-point favorite. They're now laying 5 everywhere. This total has actually seen some big movement. It opened up at 121. Okay, the total on this one opened up at 121. It actually went up to 122. The total on this one was as high as 122.5 this morning. I had a couple books, and as soon as it got to 122.5, there was some major buyback. It dropped back down to 122, And then I think it completely bypassed 121.5 and went straight to 121. And now it's actually dropping, and it's back down below its opening line by a full point. It's down to 120 right now. 5 Dimes, the Westgate, MGM, all have it at 120 as well. Notre Dame, guys, 15-8 on the year. They're riding a 4-game win streak. They're 6-6 in conference play in that Atlantic Coast Conference. The ACC, guys, they've got wins. Their last 4 wins: Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, and Clemson. Clemson, they escaped. They beat them by 4 on the road. Pittsburgh, they beat by 8 at home. They beat Georgia Tech by 8 at home. They beat Wake Forest by 10 at home. And here they are. This is stop number 2 of a 3-game road trip. They had a win last Sunday against Clemson. Today they travel, excuse me, to Charlottesville, and they get to play Tony Bennett and his Cavaliers. And let me tell you, Virginia has been rocked lately. Ever since January 7th, their loss against Boston College. They've been very hit or miss. They lost 3 straight against Boston College, Syracuse, Florida State. They bounced back with a 5-point road victory over Georgia Tech, just to lose to NC State at home by 2 points. And then they had a big overtime win over Wake Forest on the road. They beat them 65-63 on the road. Then they beat up Florida State by 5 at home, and I believe they did not cover the spread in that one, stayed under the total. And then they played Clemson at home. They beat them 51-44, super ultra low scoring game. And then they went on the road against Louisville. They played Louisville in a super high scoring game, and that game went way over the total as expected and predicted. Went way over the total, had a final score of 80-73. They lost by 7 on the road to a very strong Louisville team, and here they are at home against Notre Dame. First of all, guys, the John Paul Jones Arena holds 14,623 fans. Notre Dame, they normally play in a 9,100 seat arena, the Joyce Center. So this is definitely a much bigger arena than they're used to playing in. However, the John Paul Jones Arena does not get that big of a home court advantage, 3.0, which makes it the 205th toughest. I'd say maybe a half a point. However, it's Virginia's home court, and it's not just any 3.0 score team. It's Virginia's. So I definitely have to say that, you're going to give a point to a point and a half, for the home court advantage here in this scenario. And the fact that, where'd the line go on this one? Where'd my live odds on this one go? That they're laying 5, I'd give them a point and a half, a true road game, or not, true neutral site game. Maybe Virginia only laying 3.5 on a home, on a neutral site game rather than at home, where they're laying 5. First of all, you got to see, can they, are they good at defending their home court? Well, they do have some notable losses, starting with their second loss on the season, which came at home against South Carolina. They lost by 11-2. They also lost by 8 by 8 at home in overtime to Syracuse. They also lost to NC State by 2. They've won their last 2 home games against Florida State and Clemson. Narrow victories in both, beating Clemson by 7 and Florida State by just 5. So I definitely see this one has the potential to be a very close game as well. Square 707 might be the new Mike Butler, says he buys points. I miss Mike. Where's Mike at? For everybody that's just tuning in, we're breaking down the Notre Dame and Virginia game. If you're new to our YouTube channel, take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. Hit that subscribe button right down below. Tap that little bell. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop a free play or we do a live show like this, which we go live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, Saturday and Sundays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, breaking down all things sports betting. And then we also go live and put out daily free play videos 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So hit that subscribe button. And when you're done with that, give us a big thumbs up in the video. If you're on your mobile device, you'll have to X out of the live chat. All right, you have to click the little X out of the live chat just so you can see the thumbs up button. So definitely give us a big thumbs up in the video. What it does is it helps get our video trending on YouTube. When it's trending on YouTube, it helps us build the channel. The bigger we build this channel, the more we'll be able to give to you guys absolutely free. As you see, the more people that view, the more people that jump on and jump on and jump on and jump on. So live for a little over an hour and 20 minutes so far, almost an hour and a half. But let's get back to the Notre Dame and Virginia game. I think this is going to be a great matchup as well. First of all, let's take a look at both their offenses side-by-side comparison. Virginia gets a bad rap for their offense. One, they can't shoot a three ball to save their life this year. Nearly dead last when it comes to shooting the three ball. They're dead last in their own conference. We know that part. Their offensive rebounding lacks. Their pace of play is one of the slowest. I think there's only 3 or 4 teams slower than them in all of Division One. So when we say that they have the 228th best defense, it's more like they have the 130th worst, offense in Division One. It's because of their pace of play and the fact that they can't knock down a three ball. Okay. They're very slow pace, 21.1 seconds on average per possession compared to the 16.6 of Notre Dame. Notre Dame likes to pick up the pace. Virginia likes to slow it down. All right. Notre Dame coming in with the 25th best offense in Division One based on adjusted efficiencies, but they're going to be going up against the number 3 defense in all of Division One based on adjusted efficiencies in Virginia. Okay. Notre Dame hitting 51% from the field, 28.5% of all the rebounds, offensive rebounds. They convert 35% of all their three-point plays. That number stayed the same in conference play as well, hitting 49% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks, those 2-point plays. And that number stayed the same in conference play as well. They're hitting 74.5%. Notre Dame is from the charity stripe all year long. However, in conference play, that number went up to 78.6, which made them the number 1 free throw shooting team in the ACC, believe it or not. With those numbers, taking a look at Virginia, they hit 46% from the field. That number's down to 45.5% in conference play. They struggle with offensive rebounds. Just 28% of all their rebounds are offensive rebounds. And they've got a fairly tall team. They even have a height advantage in this matchup by over a half inch. They struggle from out deep this year, hitting just 28.7%. It's up to 29% in conference play. They hit 48% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. That number is down to 46.5% in conference play. However, they do convert 70% of their free throws. So Virginia, one thing that they do right is convert from the charity stripe, all right? Height advantage, like we were saying. No real height advantage for either team. 2-foul participation, there's definitely advantage towards Virginia, as Notre Dame will participate up to 30% of the time. When it comes to going to the bench, both go to the bench for roughly 25% of their total minutes. Virginia relies on the three ball for almost 30% of their total points. And we all know they struggle from out deep. They're going to take them, and they're going to miss a lot of them. Taking a look at Notre Dame, they take a lot and they make a lot. They actually score the 13th most three-pointers in all of Division One. They rely on 39.4% with all their total points coming from out deep. However, they're going to be going up against a very strong Virginia defense that defends the three ball exceptionally well, holding teams to 29% shooting. They're 25th overall in Division One at defending the three ball. They're also the second best team in the ACC at defending the three ball as well. So, with that being said, on this one, guys, you got the 2-foul participation protocol. I think that definitely favors Virginia. However, you got to take a look at, what teams are doing as of late. Virginia's been struggling. They've shown that they can lose at home with losing to Syracuse and NC State in very close games. That was a 2-point game, as well as their game against Syracuse was an overtime loss as well. Coming off their 7-point loss to Louisville as well. So it's definitely going to be, in my eyes, a very close game. Does 5 points give this one justice on this game here? I don't think it does. I think it's too many, not by much, so not enough for me to want to bet it. I think Virginia gets the win, but I think they win by 4 or 5 points, maybe 6 points, somewhere between there, 4 and 6 points. But I don't think them having to lay 5 is worth me betting. Also, on the flip side, if you were to flip it and use that analogy towards Notre Dame, I don't think it's worth, if I think Notre Dame's going to lose by either 4 to 6 points in this game, I don't think, there's any avenue to bet on any side of that game. So for me personally, I would stay off of it. I'd stay off of that one. But I do have a free play for you guys on this game, and I think you guys are going to like it. We've got 4 premium plays today. 4 premium plays. I'm going to give you guys one of them for free. We won a nice big premium play yesterday on Baylor yesterday, Baylor laying the 6. So here's another free premium play. This line actually dropped. We put it out at 122 when the line first came out, but if you didn't get on our premium play early, you're going to be getting 120, which is still perfectly fine. And I don't think that it goes over that either. So here you guys go. Get it in the comments section for you guys. The under 120, got it up on the screen as well. So for the people that are a tad bit behind, you'll see it on the screen as of right now. And feel free to bet that one and make yourself some easy money. Premium plays have been pretty good. Sunday 3-1, yesterday 2-1, just barely missing the clean sweep both days. We've missed going 7-0 by a total of 7 basketball points. Actually, 6. Tom says consistent bankroll management, straight bets are the way to be successful. I do agree. Cole says great play. Thanks, Kyle. You're very welcome. Hope everybody enjoys that free play as well. And again, remember, if you're new to our YouTube channel, take 1 second out of your day. 1 second out of your day. Hit that subscribe button right down below. Hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified each and every single time we go live. Join the Cappers Nation family as it says on the screen. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that little bell. That way YouTube sends you notifications. And then when you're done with that, X out of the live chat. Do us all a big favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Only 61 here. We had up to close to 100 at one point. So for everybody that does tune in on a daily basis, much appreciation and love to everybody. We go live 7 days a week, 365 days a year, putting out that good content for you guys. Win, lose, or draw, we will always be here to recap our games. Don't forget, college basketball game of the year is tomorrow, $50. Get it on the guaranteed tab at the top of the page. Just posted a link to it. Also, UFC is back this weekend as well. FC looking for a monster bounce back, and don't forget the big package that we've got right now. 5 days of premium plays or 5 days of my personal plays. We all had winning days yesterday, so don't miss out. 5 days of premiums or 5 days of my personals. You get our college basketball game of the year. You get my game of the week later this week. You also get big guaranteed Saturday on Saturday. So you get our 3 big monster games plus 5 days of premiums or personals for all $250, and you get instant access to them. Premium plays are already posted. They should be posting our NHL, or it should already be posted. If you're on the NHL package, I know a couple people emailed in about that. I saw that. You guys were asking about the NHL package. They either already posted it while I was live, or I know they were about to when I ran to get the soda. So I poked my head in and took a look for that one. So NHL should be out here shortly as well. Winning day yesterday in the NHL, thanks to the Arizona Coyotes plus the 130 on the money line, getting the job done late for us in the third period with a power play goal. Always appreciated. Mike Smith, did my personal plays go out yet? No. Have not sent out my personal plays. They'll be going out in less than an hour. I should have confirmation on one play literally any minute. Matter of fact, that may have been it with my phone ringing in the background. I haven't looked yet, but I was waiting for confirmation. Wanted to make sure a couple key players were playing. There was a couple rumors out before I released my plays. Wanted to make sure everybody that's supposed to be playing is playing. That way we don't end up on the wrong side of the right side. So always doing our due diligence before we put out plays. So with that being said, everybody, good luck. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. And remember, if you guys want to just get on board for 3 days, try us out. You pick up 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays, 99 buckaroos. Give us a try. We always guarantee that you will make a profit. As long as you're betting consistently and bankroll management, we will make you money. We will make you money. So we'll keep you going until you do make money. So rest assured, follow along the program. Don't quit on us, and we won't quit on you, and we will make everybody a winner and put money in everybody's pocket. So with that being said, good luck. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. We'll see everybody live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Game of the week tomorrow, guys. It's going to be a monster time. So that'll be posted later today. So don't miss out if you've already purchased it. It's not on the website yet, but it will be soon. All right, guys. So enjoy your Tuesday. Don't do anything stupid, and we'll see everybody live tomorrow. Thanks for everybody.